So there's one energy technique that we use all the time, whether you're aware of it or not, within the teachings of the Highly Sensitive Leadership Training Program, and that is hand on heart. So you can take a moment just to do that now. So just this motion alone calms the nervous system. It takes you out of fight or flight. It takes you out of shame shields. It takes you out of your coping mechanisms. And physically, instantly gives you access back to your highly sensitive strengths. Now today, we're going to take this technique one step further. So with your hand on your heart, I'm going to invite you to bring to mind something that's of concern for you right now. And my invitation is you go with the first thing that pops into your mind. Whether it makes sense or not, whether that's what you want to consciously choose or not, something that is of concern for you right now. Now take your free hand and place it on your ring finger. And then slide your finger down your ring finger into the point that's right between your pinky and your ring finger. So between your fourth and fifth fingers. Now, while holding this concern in your mind, just tap that spot on your hand. This is the meridian line on the triple warmer. Keep tapping. It's the meridian that controls our fight, flight, or freeze response. Keep tapping. Tapping interrupts the flow of the stress energy, returning the energy to the nervous system. And it's recommended that you continue tapping for at least a minute. Take a breath in, keep tapping, and let it out. And now you can even switch hands, putting your opposite hand on the heart, taking your free hand, finding that meridian point between the fourth and fifth fingers, the ring and the pinky, and continue tapping. And just take note. See if you can make any marked difference within your nervous system. If nothing else, it should move that concern from the ruminating space within the head, where the monkey mind loves to go to work. And it almost makes it difficult to simultaneously hold hand on heart and tapping while also worrying. Breath in and let it out. And now our second energy technique is we're going to take our hand from our heart and we're going to place it on your forehead, taking into consideration our state of the world these days. Ideally, your hands are washed before you're touching your face. So I'm just saying that as a caveat. But when you're in fight, flight, shame, shields, or coping mechanisms, the nervous system literally floods due to losing blood in the forebrain, or what's also known as the amygdala, which is what gives you access to your creative solutions, gives you access to your highly sensitive strengths. So there's power on putting your hand on your head. I always think of the stereotypical woman from the 1800s in distress. Oh my, oh my. And there's a reason that she put her hand on her head. The hand is electromagnetic and so is your blood. So by placing your hand on your head, it literally draws the blood up like a magnet. Again, interrupting fight, flight, and flooding of the nervous system. So especially when you find yourself in the highly sensitive shadow of analysis paralysis or perfectionism or feeling fear or worry or stress, or again, the concern that you brought to mind, bring your hand to your head. And you can double power it by placing the other hand on your heart. So take a breath in and let it out. For the final energy technique for today, I recommend if you're sitting close to a desk that you just kind of scoot yourself back a little bit. Give yourself some room. And here we're going to focus on the central meridian. And this is to open the flow of the nervous system. So again, when we're in fight, flight, or freeze, when we're in our shame shields, when we're in our shadows, when we're in our coping mechanisms, the nervous system has flooded. There's been a buildup of stress energy. So you can hold out your arms as if you're holding a tray. Ball your hands into a fist. And think of what has you concerned right now. Think of what has you stressed, fearful, or worried. And then you take the hands, bringing them in towards your gut, circling up above the head, and then in a large whoosh, opening the palms and flowing the arms down. So again, hands in front, balled into a fist, thinking of that concern, that person, that situation, whatever it might be, and then up and again. And that blowing out is very important. So again, holding that concern in mind, circling up, and then throw down while blowing out. And this opens the nervous system energetically, physically supports you in moving from shadows to strengths. So at any time, if you're finding yourself in a pinch, I know for myself, again, I have absolutely been feeling the energy moving so much. And even during time off, and we took a car trip and we were just out of our element and in a different town. And there's some things that I could just feel a vibe and energy that was kind of in the air. And I literally was not feeling safe within my nervous system. And I took time, just hand on heart, tapping that meridian. More than once, I just put my hand on my head, while also on my core or on my heart, and then taking time to just clear the energy. And then from there, you can go to energy management. So again, you go to that trackable process. They can be used together or they can be used separately. The entire intention and point is to be able to bring you back into your body, to take you out of your head, into your heart, to open the nervous system. So there literally can be flow of both energy and blood back to the amygdala, closing the limbic. If the limbic has opened, which when we are in our shadows, that most likely is what's happened physiologically. And then that gives us access, again, to our strengths, intuition, empathy, creativity, deep thinking, deep feeling, deep listening, to be able to access creative solutions.